Welcome back to the class. So in this section, I'm going to be explaining other things about how to customize this very look we have here. So the first thing I'm going to be changing is the logo. So to change the logo, we'll click on this section. Now you will notice that the default thing we had here was just this view here. So to change the logo, you can go through the header and go to logo, and you still have access to this, right? In this theme, we have access to different forms of the logo as an image, or the logo as a font, a text itself. So as an image, we can change the logo by selecting the file directly from here. Can drop our file here. I have one I've designed already to use for this tutorial. So I'm going to upload this. Once it's uploaded, you click on select, and you can see a few minutes that would change. Okay, let's check out the second one there. The light version of the logo. We also pick the same thing we just uploaded. Now, the first version is supposed to be the default logo, which could be a dark color, while the second version you're putting up here should be the light version. So you could have white here, while this is the colored version. So I'm leaving both of them same thing for now. This is supposed to update, but let's publish first and then check our preview to see if there's any issue. So it's published. Let's refresh this and see what we have currently. So it has not been updated yet, so I guess we still have to worry about this. Let's just see. If this is continuing that way, we would have to remove the logo first before selecting a new file, so it doesn't contradict what we have initially. So once it loads up, go ahead and remove, and then we'll go ahead and make our selection now. I don't know why it's not picking up yet, but I don't know if maybe it's because it doesn't match the criteria for the logo. So we're going to check that out and then get it fixed. So firstly, I'm going to go back to this theme itself and then try downloading this same logo, uh, saving this. So we'll use it as a guide. So once we're done downloading it, I'll give it to the designer to go ahead and make some few edits on the logo using the same specification. So you create a new logo using the same dimension and everything, and then we'll try uploading again. So for now, we're going to go ahead and use the font logo for now, and then after that we can come back to trying the same logo. So our name is tutorial. Then we want to maintain the size of the font and the variant. Possibly we want to change the font to something else. So click on publish again, and we'll load. All right, we have this for now. So in the next view, we're going to be retrying the upload of the logo again to see how far we've gone with that. But for the meantime, we're going to go ahead and make some changes to this dashboard to see how we can work with that. So the first thing we want to do is to change it right up here to say welcome. And then for this section, want to do some little changes here. So want to do a selection in this section and then change it right up to welcome or something like we are glad you visited. So you can request the content writer to give you contents for this sliders. Right. In this section, we can also change the write up to chapters, for example. Then you go ahead and do other setups. Now, other basic setups we possibly want to do here is to set the image for this slider. Now, you watch here and you notice that we have two slides actually, slide 1 and slide 2. And this is showing you the current slide. You can do different things here. You can clone this. You can also delete this or move it around a bit. Now we also have this section here where we'll talk about the row that actually talks about the slide content itself, right? The layout for it, and then this talks about the content color, whether it's light or dark. You can also set that up from here. So once we click on this section, we should have access to this view here, all right? Now customization section. So we should have access to this view. And in this view, we can go ahead to set up a whole lot of things. In the design section, we can set up the margin, the border, the padding, and then in the same section we also have where we can set the text color to be either light or dark, right? And then we can also upload an image. So in this section, we're going to be uploading a different image to serve as a background image for our slider. We can pick an existing image that has been synchronized from the theme. We can also get our own custom image. So in this case, I'm going to be picking a similar image to what we have, and I'm going to upload that. So I'm going to just drag and drop here to upload. Once it's done uploading, I'll click on select. Once it's selected, we have a replacement automatically done. Now I'm going to publish this and we're going to observe some few things after this. So once I publish this, I'll have our preview. Notice here we still have a little shade of red, but that's actually because we are editing. This is not the actual view of the image. Let's see the actual view of the image itself. So this is what we have. So if you don't want this kind of view exactly, then you might need to work on it. In the first slide, we have changed an image. In the second slide, we have not changed anything. Right, so we're going to be seeing how also use the same approach. Maybe you want to maintain the same write-up structure and everything that you created in the first slide. In subsequent slides, you can go ahead and still use the same feature there. So once that has been done, we also want to have a little reddish shade like this, but we want it to be custom to us. Maybe not red, maybe something else. So we have the section here which says overlay background and set it to color. Pick a color of our choice, then tone it down to how we want it. Or you can also choose gradient. Right, I'm going to be choosing gradient for the sake of this section, and then there are different gradient options here that you can choose from. So go ahead and pick one, and then utilize it to the best of your capacity. So just play around them and then pick one. So I'm going to pick the first one I had there. I think this, not the first one, the second, I think. Right, this. Right, it gives me a better dark feel. Right, I'm going to tone it down a bit so it just gives us a little shade of the colors at the two sections there. So once we have that, I also want to activate parallax. This is what parallax will do for us. Once we're scrolling now, everything moves together. So, but once it's set to parallax, you will see a little difference with it. So I'm going to publish. This is the view before we would be refreshing. It's published already, so we're going to refresh this and see the view we'll have in here. So we have this view now. When we scroll, right, everything moves together. I don't think we have the parallax active yet. Okay, so I'm going to activate that, publish again. Then let's see what we have after that. So this is what parallax does for us. It's scrolling as if the one inside is fixed while every other thing moves. So that is what parallax can do for us. Okay, another thing is I would advise whatever image you're uploading should be a lightweight image. So please make sure that the resolution is not too high so it doesn't take too much time to load. All right, so that's that. Once that is fixed, once we're done with this section, then you click on this second section here. Right, to avoid colliding with this very buttons, just scroll up a bit, then click on this. You should see the second page. We want to work on the current slide and maybe delete the current slide, so you can just go ahead and do that this way. That deletes that current slide for us. And this very slide, we want to duplicate this. So once we click on that, that creates a duplicate of the slide for us. So we are in slide 3 currently, which is actually the second slide here now. In this case, we're going to change this to hello, or whatever text you want to put there, right? Don't forget you can also change the font styles of this. For example, you can change the font style, the font family of this to a different font, right? You can change a whole lot of things about the font itself that way. But I prefer to use the theme default for now. Okay, and you have other features that you can set up here. The text transformation, for example, you want everything to be capital letter all through. You can set that from here. You can also maintain none, so we have that there. You can also set the color directly from here. Add an icon, do letter spacing, which is character spacing between them, right? Or maintain the line height. For example, if you have multiple lines, you can also do line height settings from here. You can also reduce or increase the font size directly from here. So that is just that. So once you're done with all those extra features and you're okay with that, you can go ahead and put up your write-up the way you want them and then go ahead to save. Now for this chat button we have here, we want to make the color of the text match what we have selected. So we can just go ahead and click on the color here, select something close to the color we just selected here. Maybe this shade or this shade. So it could be somehow red, between red and pink, right? Now, whatever color you're choosing, please go ahead and save it somewhere. Maybe create a text file, um, notepad, and then save the color. So you can say this is the primary color. Then, if you are picking a different color again, say the other shade, you can also say this is the accent color. All right. So once you have that set up, you can go ahead and utilize it the way you want. I'm going to just pick the first one and use here. So maintain the color for the button. Now, other things we can also set up for the button is a link. We can also decide to link this. Since we are saying this is a chat link, we can also decide to link us to our WhatsApp, just like this. 053 away. So the last setting we also would want to do here is to set the target for the link. If you set it to self, it would load in same page, but if you set it to blank, it would open up the link in a new page, right? In a new tab actually. So you can go ahead and do that setting. You have a little setup for margin and all that. The margin is the space outside it itself. If you set to 0, you can see it's closed. If you set back to 40, you can see it's a bit far from that. So you just go ahead and set it the way you want it. The little animation setup here. You can also change the direction from bottom to top and top to bottom, just as you have it. So you can set up everything, the delay of the animation, the speed of the animation, and all that directly here. So once you're done with that, you can click on publish. So once you publish and come back to this section, you will have this view here. Don't forget, you can also change the image on this second slider. All right, so how do you do that? To have the image changed, just click on that row button there. Go back to this section and change this image. Now, don't forget the section we are working on. Are we working on the first one or the second one? On the second one. So once you upload a new image here, for example, I'm going to pick a different image. This. All right, if you're watching this online, you should see a description below that would give you access to these images so you can download them and try out the same example on your own. So just click on select and then you have the image loaded up there. So once we publish, on the first slide we should have this, and on the second slide we should have the other image. So I'm going to reload this and let's see what we've done. Still trying to publish, I think. Load again. So I guess the image has not been published yet. Okay, it's published now. So you can see we have the image in the two different packages, different type of slides that way. So and we have different texts and everything set up just the way we want it. So with this, we've been able to see how we can comfortably edit the slider. See you in the next class to explain other sections and how we can customize and rearrange them. Thank you.